advanced weeping cherry. It's over 6 foot tall. I haven't got it here, but it's in the nursery. It's $899 weeping cherry. It's weeping halfway down to the ground. Lovely thick trunk, years and years old. The perfect weeping cherry for the middle of the front lawn. $899. It goes under the hammer right out at 12 o'clock and the reserve is just 10 cents. The maximum bid is $5. Now most people just go through the auction and they just bid 10 cents and $1 and 50 cents like that, and then right at the end they start putting in those $5 bids. They do it right at the end and it can't get that high. So you've got a chance to get this cherry really, really cheap, a beautiful advanced cherry. So join me this Friday at lunchtime. $899 beautiful weeping cherry goes under the hammer with a reserve of just 10 cents. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Hello, this is Edwina.
Hi Jasmine.
I'm here with Kathy and Anne over here. What's the real treasure that you've got there and how much did it cost you?
I'm very excited about the crepe myrtles, and you had quite a few of them there.
Yeah.
So I've taken 3 of those.
So they're great value, aren't they? Normally a 10-inch pot crepe myrtle is about $50 and these ones cost you
Roses here? Oh my god, that's crazy. So I just drive 1 hour to here just for the roses. Whoa, that's crazy.
That is a callistemon.
Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it?
And
yeah, amazing. Look at that.
That's
It'll fill up
huge.
a whole corner of the yard. You've saved a fortune. You probably haven't spent $20 there and you've got half a garden for, haven't you?
fantastic.
And look, this lady here, we have to check this out. She's dragging off this giant smoke bush and she's going to pay for it.
Awesome.
And there's amazing bargains. Things that might have cost me $20 or $30, they're either going out for $2, $4, $6, $10 or $20. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. We're having a big clearance sale and here we are. Look at that beautiful little cottage plants. They've been reduced from $12 and $14 and $15 down to $2. You've got dwarf agapanthus, native ground covers, all sorts of plants, just $2 each. And then come down here, bushy hedging plants, lovely medium-sized bushes, lots of interesting stuff. Were $16, $18, $20, $29, now they're $4 each. And here you've got really interesting shrubs like these Laura petalums were $29.99, now $6. And then you've got beautiful big trees like this one here for $20. So lots and lots of plants. And what it is, they're all marked, they've all got a splash of colour what their price is. And what you do is you come to the store, you find the green footprints, you follow the green footprints down to the clearance sale, it's out the back, and get yourself some big bargains. Fill up a trolley of plants for peanuts. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Oh no!
Why would you go to any other nursery to buy your plants this Easter? We're having an Easter giveaway and anybody who places an order online or comes in the store and buys anything at all, even just a packet of fertiliser, gets a free Gardenia Magnifica. They have beautiful, gorgeous, big white, fragrant flowers and they have lovely glossy foliage and become a beautiful big bushy gardenia. Wonderful thing to have in your garden or in the pot or on the patio. So come down this Easter for our great Easter giveaway, buy anything at all and get a free Gardenia Magnifica. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now. Tap the link and let's go. Hi, it's Chris from Hello, and here's the easiest, cheapest way to get the plants that you need on site. Order online or over the phone, get free delivery. Have your quotes turned around in 2 hours, Monday to Friday. Got a tricky job? Use our free garden design service. We're a very high turnover nursery. We buy in bulk and pass on the savings with bulk deals. So check them out and give us a go on your next job. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Right now is the very best time of year to plant. A lot of people think springtime is the best time of year to plant, but I'll explain to you that why right now is the best time to plant. What you've got right now is you've got your autumn rains are coming, the weather's cooled down, we've got long cool nights, but we still have nice warm days. The soil is warm. So if you plant a plant right now, it goes into warm soil. Evaporation is less than half of what it was 6 weeks ago. So you've got low evaporation rate, so you water your new plant in, it's in warm soil, you water it in, and you don't have to water it every day or anything like that. Give it a bit of fertilizer, and if you were to pull that plant out after only 10 or 12 days, you'll find that new little white roots are starting to grow because plants love warm soil. And the other reason why it's great to plant right now is that from now till Christmas time, Melbourne and Victoria tends to be fairly moist and not too cold and not too hot. So the plant has a nice gentle time establishing. It grows its roots in autumn and into the winter, and then in springtime, that nicely established little plant is going to rocket away and you get that full spring growth. Whereas if you plant in springtime, the plant isn't really established, and then it's only a matter of weeks and you're into your hot summer weather and the plant could struggle a little. Whereas your well-established plant that's grown strongly in the springtime is going to romp through next summer. So right now is the very best time to plant. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. We're open every day, and if you come in, this is a $24.99 anthurium that has the beautiful dark red flowers, gorgeous little indoor plant, lovely to have in the house, very hardy, last you for years, and we're going to give one for free, a $24.99 anthurium for free for every single customer that shops with us. Here we are. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. This is one of the most talked about plants on my socials, and believe it or not, it's an Australian native. And what it is, I call it Zen moss, and what it does is it grows up above the snow line in Victoria, say Mount Buller, and it gets covered and buried in snow in the winter, and then after the snow melts, it's exposed to full hot sun. It loves the full hot sun, and it grows in cracks in the rocks that have sort of got gravelly, well-drained soil. So to really enjoy this, you plant it in a nice warm sunny spot, nice loose well-drained soil, a little bit of fertilizer and plenty of water, and you've got this beautiful fast growing mossy mound that you can grow in a pot, grow it underneath as an understory under another plant in a pot, or grow it in the garden, plant an enormous ground cover of it, do whatever you want. It's one of the most versatile plants around, and it's lovely. People love it, and I notice it even attracts children. I'll be walking around the nursery sometimes and we'll have a display of this, and I'll come across a little child just patting it. So Zen moss puts a beautiful sort of Zen feeling into your garden, great in your Zen style gardens. Zen moss, beautiful. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Now's the time to shop online.
Hey guys, welcome to the live Q&A with Chris answering your gardening questions. How you doing, Chris?
Great.
That's
beautiful
great.
Day, lovely sunny. I love this autumn weather, not too hot, not too cold, wonderful.
It's
great
a really nice time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, we had a lovely drop of rain towards the end of last week, so my lawn's gone berserk.
That's awesome, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people's lawns have had the same effect.
Yeah, I've got a guy tuning up my lawnmower as we speak.
Well, we're here to take your gardening questions, so thanks for joining us, everyone. Don't be shy. Leave your gardening questions in the comments section. We're on multiple social platforms, and we can answer your question. Just leave the gardening question in the comment section. Chris will happily answer it for you. this is your opportunity to either get some help or maybe curious about something.
Yeah, you could be looking for an idea, something to plant in the garden, some way of enjoying the garden more. You know, I can help with new ideas, or you might have planned something and something's gone wrong. Your lemon tree's got spots, who knows? But ask me and I'll have a go at answering the problem.
Yeah, or maybe back in the day, we used to see if we could stump Chris's knowledge, because he's like a walking, talking plant encyclopedia. So if you reckon you have a question, you could maybe challenge Chris's encyclopedia mind on plants.
Have a go. Have a go.
All right, well, we'll jump straight into our first question here, coming to us from Oodles of Tick. Poolside backyard, cottage garden, low shrubs, white flowers, non-invasive roots, and full sun all day.
Right, okay. So, something I love in the cottage area, actually there's some beauties. Look, you can go for Shasta daisies, hard to beat. Shasta daisies, full sun, no worries, lovely. And the chap that invented them, Luther Burbank, over 100 years ago, invented your Shasta daisy, and he said that it was the whitest flower that there was. And it's a funny thing, I drive past a beautiful patch of Shasta daisies in Toorak sometimes, and just beside them there's icebergs, and do you know the icebergs look like dirty brown? The white icebergs are almost like a dirty brown because the Shasta daisy is so white. But then you could look at, you've got some beautiful pure white gowras these days. That's your butterfly bush.
Pure white ones would be nice.
Yeah, pure white. You can get it. They used to always be pink buds and white flowers, but now these days they're getting them pure white. They've bred them up to a much whiter stage.
Yeah.
Then I love your Mexican sage, which you always say, oh no, it's purple. No, you can get a white version of your Mexican sage. I use that all the time in my garden designs. And then in another salvia is your Mirage salvia. Your Mirage salvia, beautiful white one, and flowers for most of the year. And then what you absolutely cannot beat is your white carpet rose. It's the hardest working white flowering plant on the market. It flowers and flowers and flowers and flowers, 5, 6, 7 months of the year, masses of beautiful white flowers. And one of the things I love about your white carpet rose is that when the flowers die and the wind blows, the little flowers just explode they explode off and just leave a little stump behind, so you don't have dead flowers on them. They're wonderful white flowering plants. So there's some great cottage plants for you in white for full sun.
Fantastic. And if you want to hear any of Chris's amazing answers about your gardening questions, you can simply head over to YouTube, search for Hello Plants, and this live that we are currently doing live right now will be published straight after this live is complete. So thank you to Oodles for your question there, and happy to answer more of your questions. Before we jump into more questions, Chris, we should probably mention this Easter week and Easter long weekend we're open every day, aren't we?
That's right, we're open Good Friday. We're open from 8 o'clock till 5:30 on Good Friday, from 8 o'clock till 5:30 on Easter Saturday, and from 8 o'clock to 5:30 on Easter Sunday, and from 8 o'clock to 5:30 on Easter Monday, and then even on Easter Tuesday we're open. So 8 o'clock to 5:30, and do you know if you come into our nursery, we're doing this for every customer. Anybody comes in and buys anything at all, I don't care if they just buy a $2 plant from out the back, I'm giving everybody a $15 gardenia for free. They've got these it is here. That's your gardenia there.
Yeah.
Your $15 gardenia. They have the beautiful white fragrant flowers, the lovely glossy foliage. Everyone can have a gardenia.
Yeah.
Beautifully fragrant flowers, but grow it in a pot, grow it in the garden, but get yourself a gardenia. And I'm doing a $15 gardenia for every single customer this Easter. No other nursery has ever done anything like it before. And what it is we want to be real busy this Easter. We want to have it's the biggest gardening weekend of the year, and we're celebrating by giving everybody a $15 gardenia for free.
Yeah, I think our best, did you talk about our best giveaway is the one that's behind you there, which is the maple?
Oh, that's right. Well, that's
the best giveaway I think we've ever done, in terms of quality and look.
This is the best giveaway any nurseryman's ever done. What it
I
is,
think
this
ever,
is a
yeah.
$249 grafted Shana maple, a $249.99 grafted Shana maple, and this Easter, and it won't be like going much after Easter because we're going to run out. We've only got 200 of them, but anybody spending over $500, so over you spend
Gets
over
that
come
for
in, you
free.
spend over $500 and you get a Shana maple for free, a free Shana maple.
Yeah.
And no other nursery's ever done that. As a $249.99 Shana maple.
It's the best. I think it's the best giveaway we've ever had.
Yeah.
$250. Hey, Chris, Barry is just saying you got something on your lip. I think it's just a bit of coffee or something. Just
No, I've got a little bit. What it was, I was all shaggy before this, and I quickly shaved and nicked my lip.
Oh,
So I'm
well, it's
good.
not coffee there, Barry.
I might be going to bleed to death on stage.
oh well, that's
What a way
that's
to
why
go.
we do this live.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
more excitement.
Yeah,
They
So-
say you should have more excitement in your life.
that's right. Yeah. Who reckons that?
Just I've heard it before.
Yeah.
Mike says, hello mate, I seen you at Campfield a couple of weeks ago. I yelled from my car and you waved at me. You were in your Mustang, do you remember?
I do
you remember? Where was that?
Yeah, I was in my Mustang and this guy yelled at me.
Out the front here or?
I think we're just, no, I might have been on the road or in one of the car parks. I was on the move in my Mustang, roof down, and he yelled out to me. I remember.
Wow, look at that, Mike.
Yeah.
You made an impression on Chris. Coles Campfield, he says. There you
That's
go.
right, car park, Coles Campbellfield. I had the roof
What did
down.
you do? You go, oi, Chris.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you. And then come on in, Mike. Get some of those freebies. Natalie says, "Hi, Chris. It's always been such a treat for me to come by the nursery in Campfield ever since I was a kid."
Wow.
Wow, that's great, Natalie.
Yeah.
Thanks
Come
for
by
that.
again, Natalie.
Larissa has a question, so we are here for your gardening questions. Don't be shy about asking a gardening question, and even if you feel like it's maybe not a smart enough question to ask, where Chris will be happy to answer anything related to the garden. Do I need to remove all fruits from my tangerine to let it get stronger? If it is its first season in the garden, thank you.
Yeah, look, with citrus, it takes enormous amounts of energy to produce oranges, lemons, tangerines, whatever. And if they start fruiting at a little tiny age, that's energy that's going into fruit that's not going into growth. So if you want to develop a nice big framework and have a nice big healthy citrus, in that first year or two in the garden, you might just take the fruit right off to get it really going.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
to get it really going.
Yeah.
Would that apply to oranges as well?
Yeah, all citrus.
Really? Just get
All
rid of their
citrus.
fruit because
Yeah,
there's no point,
yeah,
right?
because it's taking a lot of energy
Yeah.
and you're stunting it by letting that fruit develop.
Are you? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. What about
kind
the
of a-
dwarf ones? It
Same
doesn't-
thing, same thing. When it's just first in, it's all tiny and scungy looking.
Yeah.
Don't let it fruit, let it grow.
Okay.
Plenty of fertilizer, plenty of water, and let them grow. Don't let them fruit. And you just pluck the little fruit off before it forms, so that you're not wasting the energy of the tree.
That's amazing. Yeah. Good advice. There you go, Larissa's. Jay says hello.
Hello, Jace.
And Larissa says thank you. You're welcome. That's answering that fruit question there. All right, we'll just circle around here, see what other questions we have. Kichibi says, I have a potted blood orange that I noticed have oddly shaped new growth, which I later found out online may be caused by leaf miners. Should I prune it off now or wait until winter?
Look, although the leaves are damaged, taking them off just reduces the energy and the spread of the tree. And what you'll be doing is you could be using white oil or some other spray to clean up that leaf miner, and don't let it grow or spread. But leave the damaged leaves on,
All right, there you go.
because
Kichibi.
that'll help it grow. Even though they're damaged, they're still
Really?
working.
Just
Yeah,
leave them, okay.
they're damaged, but they're working.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. All right, Kichibi, there you go. That's the answer to your question there. Jay asks, is it true that after a banana tree fruits, it has to be replaced?
I think that's, yeah, what it is, but in a commercial orchard, your banana tree has multiple palms, like multiple trunks, and that one that does the fruiting is finished and they chop it off, but new ones grow.
Oh,
So-
does it grow like from the base, does it?
Yeah, so you don't
okay.
replace the whole plat. You just knock off that old one,
Knock off the old one and then...
after it's fruited and let the new ones grow.
Are they like a sucker, is it? Or?
Yeah, but a banana, basically, bananas, when you see them growing properly, they're a whole clump.
Okay.
They're a whole clump of shoots, and there'll be little shoots and big shoots, and you just chop off the old one, and when it's finished, you know, when you harvest the fruit, chop off the old one,
Yeah.
and they let it rot down in the banana plantation.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, is it true is the banana related to the elephant ears, or it's not? Alfonso?
I really don't know. You can check that by looking at the Latin name.
Yeah,
You Google
okay.
the Latin name, but I tend to think not. Banana is Musa, and elephant is
Alphonse, isn't it? Or-
I forget. No, I can't think where they. But they're not. They don't have a. When things are related, they'll often have the same name. Like plums and cherries are related, and they both got the name prunus in them.
Yeah.
So you know that they're in the same family.
All right, Jay, there you go. You were right, or I guess your question's answered there about the banana tree. Thought so. Used to live near plantations. Well, there you go. Next question comes to us from Tough Huff. Hi, what are you guys recommended for butterfly gardens?
Butterfly gardens. Well, what you want to do is get them birds, the plants that butterflies like. And
Lavender, yeah?
Yeah, and actually, one of my favourite plants is one that butterflies really love, and that's your buddleia. And
yeah.
and when I was when I was a kid, we lived up on the edge of the rainforest in Mount Dandenong, and right up in the top of the rainforest, you get this beautiful green butterfly, amazing looking butterfly, and it has a sort of a swallowtail wing on it. And at any rate, we would never have seen them, but we used to see them on the buddleia. They would come down. The eucalypts were hundreds of foot tall, but they'd come down from up in the top of the eucalypts and fly around our buddleia, and we'd see these beautiful. But we used to.
What were they?
Yeah, we were keen. My brother and I were keen butterfly collectors. We used to get them and stick them in pins and collect them as poor dead butterflies.
Oh my God.
But and the buddleia was the biggest attractor of all. But you'll find things like Gowras, things like your Shasta daisy, which I mentioned before. But the number one plant, we had a beautiful cottage garden when I was a kid, and the big butterfly attractor was our buddleia. And the great thing about a buddleia is, pruned and fertilised and looked after a bit, they'll produce flowers on them for 5-6 months of the year. They'll have flowers on them, and there's some beautiful buddleias.
6 months, yeah.
And I think why they bring the butterflies is buddleias have this heavenly fragrance. It's a little bit like cinnamon and honey. If you can imagine mixing cinnamon and honey together, you get this gorgeous smell, and that's your buddleia.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sounds
that's
amazing,
number
actually.
one. But like roses, lavenders, all those things will bring you butterflies, but nothing else brings it like a buddleia.
Great. Excellent answer there for you, Tough Huff.
And buddleias are fast and quick to establish and easy to grow.
Yeah, look up buddleia. It's got a silent J in the name, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Buddleia. All right, if it was pronounced phonetically. All right, and next question here comes to us from Jess. Hello, I have a young fig tree that has holes now. It's weeping. What bugs is it?
Holes in your fig tree, so it's weeping. I would say that's in the stem of it. It sounds like some sort of beetle or grub.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if it's weeping from the, because
Weeping
they have a
doesn't
white
sound
sap.
good. Yeah.
That sounds I've never seen a fig tree do anything like that.
Dryness though for the weeping, and maybe a bug as well, or not possible.
No, the weeping would be caused by some sort of damage on the stem. So you've got damage on the stem, and that's causing it to weep.
Okay.
One good thing to do is go out. My mum, fantastic gardener, and her big trick was she would find out what it was so she could kill it. And what she'd do, she'd be out of a night time. A lot of you kind of things that prey on your garden are busy of a night. She'd be out there 9:30, 10 o'clock at night with a torch in the garden, finding out exactly what it was and working out how to kill it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
get out there with the torch.
Yeah, I'd be getting out there, but We've got a spray here called ConGuard, and ConGuard, I don't recommend it lightly because it's quite toxic, but anything that eats something, if you put pretty much anything that eats something, if you put ConGuard on it, when it eats it, it dies, because ConGuard is a systemic insecticide that basically goes into the plant, then something eats the plant and it gets poisoned and dies. So
ConGuard, yeah.
I never use it unless I really need to, but the beauty of ConGuard is you really don't have to quite know what it is to kill it. It's just if it eats your plant, it's gone.
Right.
And it lasts, you put on, and it lasts for about a month. And often to wipe a bug out, you might do 2 sprays a month apart and you've wiped them out.
Great. All right, well, I guess if things get drastic,
But get out there with a torch at night time, see if you can work out what it is, and you could try a little bit of ConGuard on it.
Yeah, it sounds kind of odd. All right, there you go, Jess or Taylor. Next question comes to us from Estelle. Best variety of lemon trees and also lime trees planted in pots in Queensland. Is morning sun okay?
Yeah, morning sun is fine.
Morning
And
sun
I reckon
only, sorry.
with
Okay.
your lemon, you're going to do best with a Eureka lemon. In that sort of climate that's not too cold in the winter, you find the Eureka lemon will do really well, and it'll fruit all year round, and it doesn't have too many thorns, and the skin's not too thick. And then a Tahitian lime should do wonderfully for you.
In Queensland in pots, yeah?
Yeah, and both of those will grow in pots. And if you haven't got great big pots or a great big space, both of those are available as dwarf. You can easily get yourself a dwarf Eureka or a dwarf Tahitian lime.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. Do they grow berserk up there as well, or?
They grow better than they do down here, but
Yeah.
not really quite berserk.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, Estelle. Thanks for the question. Tough Huff says, thank you. We will do some homework. That was on the buddleia
Yep.
for butterfly attracting plants. Bodgy asks, hi, I was going to ask about Nandinas. I've got some to plant. Would I need potting mixes as soil is good? Hang on, I'm just trying to understand the question. I've got some to plant. Oh, so they're planting them in the ground. Is potting mix a good idea for the ground?
I think it's a great idea. We often use potting mix as a planting mix, a good quality potting mix as a planting mix, but I never just dig a hole and fill it with potting mix and put the plant in. What I like to do is dig a big hole, mix the potting mix into the parent soil, into the soil that's there now, mix it up, say 50-50, and then plant my plant with the 50-50 mix all around, so that it's getting used to your soil but got the benefits of potting mix at the same time. I think that's the way to go.
Awesome. All right, awesome question and great answer there for you, Boji. I'm just circling back to Taylor here, or Jess. It's a very brown, sticky weeping. The holes are about nail hole size only, or hole size. I do have ConGuard. I can try it. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
No worries.
And then Jay just added to the Brisbane Estelle's question about the citrus. Indian lime grows well in Brisbane.
Oh, good. That's good to know. Yeah.
But too many seeds. So it depends if you don't mind
so
the seeds.
stick with the Tahitian. I've never had the Indian lime actually.
No, it sounds exotic. All right, our next question here comes to us from Kimmy. G'day, mate. Could you tell me how to care for Pride of Madeira, please?
G'day. Pride of Madeira. When I was 7, I got a job as a gardener with a lady who had a fabulous cottage garden, and she never said Pride of Madeira. She had them everywhere, and she grew them on where she had kind of like it was a bumpy sort of property that she had, and on top of banks and little bits of moundy soils, well drained, plenty of deep soil, but very, very well drained. She would grow her Pride of Madeira, which she called her bee plants, because when they're in flower, they're always covered in bees. She'd grow them, so basically a nice mound with plenty of good drainage, not in a swampy hollow or anything like that, and a nice hot sunny spot, as much sun as you can get. Tiny bit of fertilizer, so a little bit of fertilizer, a well drained, nice loose bit of soil, plenty of soil underneath them, like a nice little mound or something like that, and a little bit of fertilizer, and if you're going to water them nice and deep, because they have a deep tap root, but a little bit of fertilizer, water them nice and deep, and they're very, very easy. Hot sunny spot, so keep them out of the shade, and have plenty of dirt under them basically, and they'll do fabulously for you. She, you know, the lady I worked for, I worked there for 10 years, and she had them growing everywhere, and she loved them, and she loved the bees that they bought.
Oh, perfect. All right, there you go. I've lost where that question was coming from. Oh, Kimmy, there you go. Kimmy says, thank you so much. You're welcome, Kimmy, and thank you for the questions. Keep them coming, guys. Gardening questions for Chris on this live Q&A. Estelle, just circling back to Estelle from Brisbane. Thank you, Chris. Always appreciate your Q&A advice.
Oh, thank you.
So that's for the
thanks for the
lemon
feedback.
pots in Brisbane, or lemons. All right, so our next one here. Ken, I don't know if this is a question or a statement you might have an answer for, Chris. Kenya, I think that's how you say the name. My buddleia always dies. What would they be doing
My
wrong?
buddleia always dies.
Well, it's more of a statement, but maybe you might know why, or...
Okay, like your buddleia, as long as you're not growing somewhere weird like Darwin or something like that, it should be really easy to grow. What it wants is a sunny, well-drained position, so not swampy, fairly loose soil, a little bit of water, a little bit of fertilizer in summer, not much. Not much water, not much fertilizer. Like, you don't go crazy wetting it. Well drained, hot and sunny, and I think it's one of the easiest things around to grow. And in actual fact, I've seen where they've actually naturalised to become a weed in certain areas. So that, you know, just seed blowing off your buddleia can actually take root and grow almost anywhere. So buddleia is very easy to grow, sunny, well drained, a little bit of fertiliser, a little bit of water in summer, you should grow them easily. Unless you're sort of somewhere where they really don't want to grow, like I don't reckon they'd grow too good in Darwin or North Queensland or something.
All right, there you go, Kenya. Hopefully that's some good advice to help you with having success with your buddleia.
Yeah, give another buddleia a go. They're pretty cheap. You can buy, like most nurseries, you'll get a nice little one sort of between 15 and 20 bucks, a nice little buddleia.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And thank you to Kimmy, sent us a rose and a heart me. Feel free to like and share this live. We do appreciate it. It does help others find this live so that they can get access to this great information. All right, let's jump over to Little Black Hen here on Instagram. Hi, having problems with Dichondra repens. In sunny and then shaded position, patches die, no disease noted, help.
Okay, so I was going to make I grow a lot. It's one of our top selling items in the nursery, and I think that they like good soil. So, you know, and if you're planting them, you need to cultivate them a little bit. And they love a bit of fertilizer. You know, Osmocote's very good, but almost any fertilizer will work. And don't let them run out of water. So they seem to run out of water and wilt fairly easily.
Right.
I'd say that they're a relatively big water user. So keep the water, but not crazy amounts of water, but keep the water up to them. Don't let them run out of water. A little bit of fertilizer. They love sun. Actually, what they love is like what I've noticed from growing them, I've grown hundreds of thousands of them. What they love is hot sun. And in the hot sun, they want to be backed up with plenty of moisture, a little bit of fertilizer, and a good quality potting mix or soil, and they should be easy as winking. So,
really? Wow,
if I had a problem with dying off, I'd be basically looking. They grow in the shade good too. So although they love the hot sun, they'll do fine in the shade. So it's really a matter of good soil, water and fertilizer, nice loamy soil, water and fertilizer, and they should be rocketing away for you.
That's interesting, yeah. So given the right conditions, they're quite simple to...
Yeah, and the only thing is there is a little native grub that can get into them, and when it takes hold, it's real bad.
Right.
But it doesn't happen to everyone all the time. But if you get a sort of... If you've got a nice big patch of dichondra and it starts to turn brown, you spray with Conguard, and I use a fairly powerful sprayer that sort of puts a nice sort of fine mist right through it, and bango, it's gone within days.
Okay. What is it, like a slug thing?
Yeah, it's a little native. It's like a little miniature native slug that you can hardly see.
Yeah.
And they breed like crazy. And you'll see a couple of brown marks one week, and then a couple of weeks later, the whole patches turn brown. But it doesn't happen to everyone all the time. These bugs aren't everywhere.
Okay.
But it has happened to me, and I've sprayed it with Conguard and cleaned it up.
Sounds like it could be that then, for our little black hen. Try that.
Yeah.
Sounds
But
like, 'cause
I
they
don't.
said
I
brown.
don't think it doesn't sound. It's not a patchy killer. It's kind of like it tends to want to kill the whole patch.
Right. Okay.
So if you've got patchy death, I think it's going to be soil conditions,
Okay.
water or fertilizer, or some combination of those two, like crook soil and lack of water, or so it'll be of those three things. It'll be 1, 2, or 3 of those items combined.
All right,
So water, soil, or fertilizer. But if your whole patch turns brown, that's the bug.
Okay, there you
And
go.
it's amazing. Your patch can look absolutely hideous. One spray of Conguard, 2 weeks wait, and it's fabulous.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay then, little black hen. Hopefully that helps you out with your duck hunter weapons, and you can figure it out and get it all going again based on Chris's answer. Again, if you want to rewatch any of Chris's answers in today's live, just head over to YouTube and search Hello Plants and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our new content. If you click on the live banner inside our channel, you'll see this live will be published straight after we finish broadcasting the live. Next question comes to us circling back to Kimmy, who sent you a heart me on TikTok. How can I propagate hibiscus, please?
Hibiscus.
Just how can I propagate hibiscus?
Okay, hibiscus are very easy to propagate, and what I think you could do is you could get some seed raising mix or some potting mix, and you could pop them into a pot and maybe under a veranda or something like that with just a little bit of morning sun, not all day sun. Put a plastic bag over them to kind of keep the humidity and moisture in. Pull it off and water them just occasionally, and I think you'd find they'd root in no time. And you could go into Bunnings and get yourself a little bit of rooting hormone, and which is indole-butyric acid, and you'd give them. The ideal thing would be to give them a shallow wound just into the cambium layer, dip them in the indole-butyric acid, either as a powder or a liquid, and just a mild indole-butyric acid, and then pop them nice and deep into a tray. And one of the important things is that where the leaves meet the stem is a node. There's a little sort of a ridge there,
Right.
and you want to put a node very close to the bottom, and make sure you've got at least one node in the ground.
Okay.
And in fact, I could grab a hibiscus here and show you how you get a cutting.
And for those of you who might have just joined us, we're just in the middle of our live Q&A. Chris has just gone to show an example of the node and where you would actually, for propagating the hibiscus, where you would actually plant it up to. Just bring this one back. If you have any gardening questions, please drop them in the comment section now. We'll try to get to all of them.
So have a look here.
Here we go, Chris is back.
Yeah, so the sort of thing, what you do here, if you had a look here, you'd, if I was making a hibiscus cutting here, I would cut just through here. I'd
So you got the two, yes.
cut this leaf axle, and that's a node there.
Yeah.
Cut this leaf axle off here, this leaf axle off here. I'd cut this leaf in half and that leaf in half there, and I dip it in a bit of indole-butyric acid, stick it in the in your potting mix with a plastic bag over it to get some humidity. Stick it in up to about here, and you'd find that it should root in this.
Just show us up to here again. I think it was off camera. Just where'd you stick it
Okay,
into?
so what I would do is I'd cut just here. I'd cut this node off here, and I'd cut this node off here, and I'd cut this leaf in half, and I'd cut this leaf in half because we don't want too much. And then I would put a little wound, a shallow wound, say between these two nodes here, dip it in a bit of indole-butyric acid, then put it into a nice soft light potting mix and I'd put it in right up to here. So in nice and deep into the potting mix, and put it in a spot where it's going to be not too hot, where it's just going to be warm and moist, and it should only take about 2 weeks to start growing some roots.
Awesome. All right, there you go, Kimmy.
So anybody can propagate hibiscus. Hibiscus is like the old Queensland gardens. They used to have lots of hibiscus because people can propagate them easily.
Amazing. All right, fantastic. There you go, Kimmy, and thank you again for the likes and the roses and all that. And if you are watching us there, make sure to leave us a like. Before you leave, subscribe to all of our channels, drop us a comment. It's much appreciated as it helps others discover these lives and this content. We just want to help people do better in their garden. All right, next question comes to us from For the Love of Nails. Hey guys, having issues with my gardenia. It's in a pot in the sun and the leaves are going yellow.
Okay, I'll tell you the secret. Come closer. What you do is you go down to Bunnings or
Manning's Warehouse.
Yeah, they have an incredible range of fertilisers there, bigger than what most nurseries do. And you buy this, make a note of this, you buy Osmocote liquid fertiliser for acid-loving plants. I'll repeat that again, Osmocote liquid fertiliser for acid-loving plants. Now that is magic on gardenias. I saw my partner once had a gardenia which he'd planted as remembrance for somebody, and it had hit the skids and it was on the edge of death. It was so close to death, I would have nearly picked it up and thrown it straight on the compost heap. At any rate, she started spraying it once a week with Osmocote liquid fertiliser for acid-loving plants, and within about 6 weeks she had a beautiful flourishing gardenia, a beautiful healthy flourishing gardenia. So you can't go wrong with that stuff. So if your gardenias are good and you want them to be fantastic, Osmocote, and I don't get paid by them or nothing like that, Osmocote liquid fertiliser for acid-loving plants. I love things that really work, and that's a product that really works. So Osmocote liquid fertiliser for acid-loving plants. Get your sick gardenia well, get your average gardenia good, get your good gardenia great. It absolutely lifts your gardenias. Doesn't matter if they're in pots or in the garden. It's a foliar food. And foliar food, what's great about foliar food is it goes through the pores of the plant and becomes instantly available. So you put on your Osmocote liquid fertiliser for acid-loving plants, or any other liquid fertiliser for that matter, and within seconds the plant's actually got the benefits of it. But when you sprinkle fertiliser around on the ground, it could take 6 weeks before it gets up to the top of the plant. Wow. So I love liquid fertiliser, particularly when you've got a bit of an emergency or you really got to get something happening now. Liquid fertiliser is very often the answer.
Amazing. All right, there you go, For the Love of Nails. Hopefully you can get that sick looking gardenia looking lush and green again. All right, Baloo asks if you can do this, Chris. If you can't do it, don't stress, because I don't know where they are. It says, can you show me a macrophilia hydrangea? I'm picking up 4 on Thursday in Camfield from you.
Wow.
You got any handy?
Okay, big things are happening in the macrophilia hydrangea world.
That's right.
I wonder if somebody will shoot down and get us a macrophilia, because I'll be going too long if I go now. But big things are happening. What's been happening is that there's been a terrible shortage of hydrangea, and they've been putting them all in big pots at big prices. But we're having one of the most beautiful hydrangeas on the market this week, and it's going to be $14.99. And what it is, it's a tea time hydrangea, and it's what they call a bicolour. It's a beautiful blue hydrangea with a beautiful white edge on all the petals. Amazing white edge on all the petals. It's one of the most sought after ones, and we've got heaps of them for $14.99. So $14.99. Macrophilia tea time hydrangea. Now we'll just see if we get someone to bring up a tea time hydrangea.
I think Mickey might have gone off to get us one actually. Let's move on, we'll circle back.
And macrophilia hydrangeas are great. I was brought up on a we had a little hydrangea farm out the back when I was a kid, and we used to pick them and sell them.
They're really lovely, aren't they?
I love it when they go a lovely rich colour in autumn, and we used to pick them. I remember being a little tiny kid, and we'd cut off a big hydrangea flower, and on sunny days we'd use it as our umbrella to keep the sun off us. We'd be little kids running around half naked with just a hydrangea flower for protection against the sun.
All right, Baloo, we'll circle back to you with that one. Kimmy says, thank you, mate, awesome. That was for propagating the hibiscus. Oh no, sorry, that was it? No, that had a couple of questions. Propagating the hibiscus and the Prada Madeira care.
Yeah.
Dana asks, can I do the same with my angel trumpet plant? Propagate, that is.
That's your datura, and your datura, very easy to propagate. Do exactly the same, get a node on the bottom, put it nice and deep into the pot, very, very easy to propagate. And datura is an interesting plant. Most people talk about it being now datura is a plant with sort of I did a video about it the other day, but it's a beautiful bushy plant, lovely long leaves, really lovely plant. It has these big long flowers like that, and you get them in white, soft yellow, orange, pink, all different colours. They have a fabulous fragrance. They just flower and flower and flower and flower for months. And most people are terrified of them because they're poisonous. And what it is that they're actually used in medicine, and they are a drug. And they are a drug that the Aztecs, the Aztecs and various people used, and they used it for human sacrifice. And what happened?
And witch doctoring, weren't they?
Well, they use it for human sacrifice, and what happens is that administered correctly with the right dosage, it puts people in a sort of ecstasy, and a person could actually enjoy having their heart chopped out because they'd be in this state of ecstasy, and they chop their heart out and deliver this live heart to the gods using datura. And the bloke wouldn't be objecting about it, you know, he'd sort of feel good. And so it's a very powerful drug, and overdosed, it's a very powerful poison. But the thing is, if you don't ingest, I recommend not ingesting your datura at all, but just enjoying it, enjoy the fragrance. I was brought up in the Dandenongs where datura is really popular, and lots of people got them, and dogs don't seem to eat it, the cows don't seem to eat it.
I was going to ask that, is it not really pet friendly?
Yeah, well, it's not if it would be a powerful drug for them too, but dogs, cats, cows, none of them ever seem to worry about it. And
they don't eat it.
And they're up in the Dandenongs because they love that beautiful soil up there and a bit of rainfall. They do really well. I've never known it to cause a problem for anybody. But the trick is don't ingest it, but it is a fabulous fragrance, beautiful flower, beautiful leaf, a lovely small bush.
All right, looks like we got one, but I don't know if that's the best example.
No, I think we'll leave that.
We'll leave that, yeah. Well, what do you want to say to Blue? Come in after Wednesday, and then you'll pick
Wednesday,
up some
I'm getting hold of my tea time. Look it up, tea time bicolour hydrangea, blue and white. And we're going to have them for $14.99. That's about half what they normally cost.
Yeah, and they're the best. They're one of the most popular, I would say.
Yeah.
Varieties. All right, Dana says thank you.
Yeah, if you're going to get a macrophylla hydrangea, you get yourself one of them bicolour blues.
Yeah, that's right. They're really pretty. All right, we're probably going to answer just a couple more questions on today's show. Next one comes to us from Erica. Hi, I have a Camellia japonica. We have cold winters, hot humid summers. If I move it into a container, will it need much more care, and can it still reach full size?
Well, full size would depend on the size of the container. So in a nice big container, you'll get a nice big one. Camellias love plenty of fertiliser. They like top quality potty mix. So, you know, Osmocote's a great fertiliser for them. Some top quality potty mix. Good sized container should get you up to a good sized plant. And the thing is, when they're in the garden, you don't really have to water them that much, but once you put it in a pot, you'll find during the hot weather you really should be watering them every day. So apart from regular watering and a bit of Osmocote occasionally, really not too much to do. And japonica camellias are great. Mostly japonica camellias want to be out of the hot afternoon sun because their leaves can sunburn, but keep them out of the hot afternoon sun, keep them well watered, grow them in a pot, grow them in the garden, and they're great plants.
And the cold winters is not a problem?
Love it. Love it. I think camellias could happily grow outside in the coldest parts of Victoria.
All right, perfect. Hopefully, apparently my sound is not doing too well. Hopefully you can hear me. All right, so next one comes to us from Marmar. Just speaking about the hydrangeas, we've got a pistachio hydrangea. They're from Jacksonville, USA. In our area, the flowers are green and pinkish. It's very unusual colour and very pretty.
Wow, I'd love them to send me a photo. That sounds really great.
Yeah, send us a photo if you can. sales@hellohelloplants.com.au.
Love to have a look.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Never seen anything quite like it.
And then they also had a question in regards to hello from Mama again. Hello from Jacksonville, Florida, USA. Can you tell us about the 4 plants on your desk there? That plum one is beautiful.
Okay, these will do well in America. This is your plum gorgeous loropetalum. It has beautiful pink flowers in springtime, and it's evergreen with fabulous purple foliage
Is
all
it a
year
native,
round.
that one, or?
No, it's not. I think it comes from China or somewhere like that.
Okay.
Then what I've got here is I've got a Heliochrysum licorice. Now this is a plant that grows like crazy, and Heliochrysum licorice grows like crazy. Beautiful silver foliage. You can grow it into a big mound. You can shape it into a square or a round. Grow it in a pot. Grow it in a garden. Grow it in a hanging basket. Very, very versatile. Now here's something very, very Australian. This is a kangaroo paw. And us Aussies love kangaroos, and we love
Chuck it on the Barbie.
Particularly on the Barbie, we like our kangaroos. But here you got your kangaroo paw, and this is and you can get these in all different colours. They wouldn't grow everywhere in America like that, but you probably Southern California, coastal California. These, somewhere like Monterey or something like that. These would do absolutely fabulously.
Not so well in Florida for those ones?
No,
It'd be too wet, wouldn't
they'd
it?
rot like crazy.
Yeah.
They're a kind of a semi-arid kind of a plant, but they come in an amazing range of colours. You can get ones that flower 6 foot tall and ones that only flower 1 foot tall. And then I've got something that would do fabulously in Florida, even better than it does here. And this is just a gardenia. And if you're an Aussie, and you're over here shopping at our nursery this week, we're giving a $15 one of these to every customer who buys anything. Even if he only comes in and buys a $2 plant, we chuck it in a $15 gardenia, because we want to have our biggest Easter ever.
Absolutely. Every customer gets a free gardenia, and that's the one that'll grow perfect in Florida as well.
Yeah, now if you've ever thought of migrating to somewhere where the gardening is absolutely fantastic, you'd come to Victoria. And what's amazing about Victoria compared to anywhere in the US, actually the most similar place to Victoria is actually Mexico City, the area around Mexico City. Yeah, what it is in Victoria, our gardens are amazing. It's called the Garden State, and we can grow alpine plants beside subtropical plants because we're not that hot in summer. We're not unbelievable. We're pretty hot, but we're not that hot, and we're not that cold in the winter. We have a sort of this almost insipid, fairly constant climate, and we're not particularly dry, and we're not particularly wet. So we're sort of that in-between kind of climate, rather like Mexico City, really. And we can grow alpine plants. We grow all the Dutch bulbs, and then right alongside them we'll be growing South African protea, rhododendrons from Burma, and Nepal. We've got all the tropical stuff from Nepal and those sorts of places. So amazing place, like one of the best spots. Like the only other spot that really compares is Mexico City that I've seen in terms of you don't have such great gardens in Mexico City, but really you can grow anything there. And Melbourne is an amazing place. And if you were to come to my nursery, it's unlikely that any other nursery in America would have quite the range, because the hotter summers in the desert and the colder winters in the winter kind of limit the range of plants that people can grow. Yeah. But I've seen these down in New Orleans. I know that your loropetalum does well in New Orleans, and I know that gardenias do fabulously in Florida. And Heliochrysums, I've seen lots of these in California.
Okay.
So
there's probably kangaroo paw in California too.
I don't know, but I reckon if I wanted to grow kangaroo paw anywhere in America, I'd be growing it around LA or along the coast there.
Okay, all right. And Mama says, I wish I could come by.
Do it.
No, buy, B-U-Y, like purchase.
Right, okay.
Well, yeah, you do it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just, we're probably gonna have to wrap it up now. We're getting
let's
quite
give
late.
Another question.
All right, a couple more here. Hi Chris, I have a Chinese pistachio that's been in the ground for 2 years and seems to be struggling to thrive. Based in more bark, is there anything you could...
Based in where?
Based in more bark. Or
More
maybe
bark.
Moorbark is
Yeah.
meant to be right. Based in Moorbark, is there anything you would suggest to help this along?
Yeah. When you drive up Mount Dandenong Road through Croydon, right in the middle of the road there is some of the best Pistachia chinensis anywhere in Victoria. So you're in the right spot for growing Pistachia chinensis. They love a bit of summer moisture. So what I'd be doing is I'd be cultivating around my Pistachia chinensis. I'd be putting on a regular dose of Osmocote, and I'd be being very, very generous, but not sort of just squirting them with water, but giving them really wonderful deep. Where they come from in China, there's good summer rainfall, so really wonderful deep soaks of water combined with a bit of Osmocote, cultivation around the base, get rid of the grass and weeds. And the thing is, you've got no excuse for having crook ones out there, because some of the best ones in Australia, and they're starting to colour up right now, is when you drive up Mount Dandenong Road just through Croydon, just near where the shops are,
Right.
near the main street there.
All right, awesome. All right, there you go, shelter wood up.
I get into trouble from my partner because I tend to look at the vegetation instead of the road. She likes me when I look at the road,
Yeah.
I tend to drive through Croydon and look at the vegetation.
Diana just added, oh wow, what a blessing that will be for your customers. I wish I was there, just in relation to the variety of plants that we have here in Victoria. Yeah. And then they also said, I have those around my home here in South Carolina. I'm not sure which ones she's referring to. Maybe
I reckon she's South Carolina. She would be talking about your loropetalums.
Oh, loropetalums, okay.
Yeah.
All right, beauty. And then we'll just take one more here. Caddis asks, or says, my lavender is getting too much water with all the rain, dying. Is there anything I can do to help it?
I wonder, if you're in Sydney or Brisbane, and you've got them out in the garden, you're going to be in strife. They're having record rains this year. Just rain.
Where's that in Sydney?
Yeah, Sydney and North New South Wales and Brisbane area, so okay. Gold Coast and that, been a very wet summer.
Yeah, I'm in Queensland.
Yeah, so really, we have a product here called Mona Lavender. And it will take a lot more rain than normal lavender because it isn't lavender. Lavender itself won't take much rain. It's kind of like
a fake lavender.
It's kind of but it gives you beautiful blue flowers, lovely foliage, and if you tried, I reckon try some Mona Lavender and let me know. It's a plectranthus. It wants to be out of the hot afternoon sun, but it gives you the kind of that lavendery feel. But the only real hope you've got up in Queensland of having lavender survive long term would be if you were to grow it in a pot.
All right,
maybe if you grew it in a pot, try to keep it, try to have it, and if you had a pot that had caught lots of sun but was under an eave, during the rainy weather. So what lavenders love is that they love only the tiniest bit of fertilizer. They like fabulous drainage. They like to be kept a bit on the dry side, and they love the sun.
Okay, yeah, Caddis says they look so sad. Would you still transfer them from the ground to the pot, or just give up on them?
No, chuck them out, get some fresh ones.
All right.
Lavender isn't...
They're fussy, aren't they?
Yeah, lavender is a perennial, but it's not a long-lived perennial. Like different varieties of lavender are really... Some of the best lavenders might be good for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
But mostly they're after 3 years, they're on the wane.
Right,
and then if you get them flooded and rotting, they're really on the wane.
Yeah, might be time to let go, Caddis. All right, excellent, guys. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your questions today. We will have to wrap it up here as Chris has a busy schedule ahead of him, but you can always join us next week. If I see a couple more questions coming through. We won't be able to get to those now as we've sort of run out of time. We'll be back next Monday. No, we're not back next Monday. We're going to switch to Tuesday. Next Monday is a public holiday.
Yeah, so next Tuesday, Easter Tuesday, question answer time.
Question and answer time, same time, so 12 p.m. Come join us and get your gardening questions answered by Chris. And anything else you want to say before we go? We'll have a live sale on Thursday this week as well.
Yeah, that's right. So our live sale, our Grow Direct Flash sale is on Thursday. And it's really aimed at people. What we've done is we're going out to the growers, and boy, we've got some beautiful plants this week. We're gonna basically, if you come to our Grow Direct Flash sale, we're gonna knock your socks off. That's an Aussie term if you're overseas. We're gonna knock your socks off with some really beautiful and interesting plants, like your hydrangeas, like those beautiful bicolour hydrangeas. But and what we've done is we've put together a range of plants that allow people to get out and do their, we've got the holiday season, it's the kids' school holiday, it's the holiday season. People are going to get out in the garden, particularly because fuel's a bit expensive at the moment. They're going to tend to get out in the garden instead of driving up to Perth or something like that.
Yeah.
They're going to get out in the garden and they're going to do up their garden a bit, and we're going to have a range of plants that will allow them to do their gardening project on the cheap.
Yeah, get your garden autumn ready.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and we'll have an auction too.
Yes, that's right. We're going to have an auction. I'm getting this super advanced Japanese maple, and people love Japanese maple. One with beautiful green foliage in spring, fabulous green foliage in summer, beautiful spreading one, lovely thick trunk on an enormous one, something that could make your courtyard or your front garden look good in a minute. You just put it there and you go, wow, I'm getting this beautiful Japanese maple. I think it's valued at about $900. And
people love the Japanese maples.
Yeah, and we're going to let it go
for 10 cents.
It's on auction with a reserve of 10 cents. Now we don't know if it could go for $20,000 or it could go for 15 cents. We've got no idea what's going to happen. I doubt it'll go to 20,000 because the maximum bid is $5 and the minimum bid is 10 cents.
That'd be a lot of $5 bids.
And a lot of 10-cent bids.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, one guy won it one week. He just pipped it with 10 cents and got it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
He got our trip. We've been doing it every week now for 5 or 6 weeks. And one guy, I remember, he picked it for 10 cents. Another guy, he whacked in a couple of $5 bids in a row. He just snooked it.
That's right. Yeah, it's a bit of a psych me out at the end of that. If people see your name coming up and you're doing 10-cent bids and overbidding people,
yeah,
they know you're in for the game.
Yeah, that's right. And basically, we've had, of the 5 or 6, I don't think anything has gone for more than half of what its retail was.
No, that's right.
And
in fact, there's been some things gone for well under half.
Yeah, some things have gone for about a third of the retail. So we've had $900 plants go off in the $300 plant range.
Yeah.
$300
So you could essentially get yourself you could get a $900 Japanese maple for $300.
Yeah, or less.
Or less, yeah.
Or less.
All right, well, come join us. That's going to be this Thursday. We'll do the auction, and then the live Q&A will be back. I do see your questions coming through, guys, but we're going to have to wrap it up now as we've run out of time. Thank you so much. And we're open every day over the Easter long weekend. If you are watching us, you're living in Victoria and Melbourne, we are open every single day. Normal opening hours. Friday, Good Friday, Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday, Easter Monday, Easter Tuesday. We'll be here every day. Come join us this long weekend. Get yourself a free Japanese maple if you spend over $499, or just get a free gardenia when you purchase anything.
Yeah, or say you're doing a garden lot, say you're doing the front garden, right?
The freebies never end.
You get this big Japanese maple for $500.
Yeah.
Look at it. I know, you spend $500, you get this for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get free delivery.
And it's a 200. You can get free delivery as well. So it's a $249 maple that goes off for free when you spend over $500. No nursery's ever done such a big giveaway.
Nah, that's our best giveaway for sure. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully see you at the other lives.